There's a difference between being wanted and being understood. And that difference changes everything about how a woman feels around you. Maybe you've given everything before, your effort, attention, love, and still felt like it wasn't enough. That's not because you were too much or too soft. It's because you were giving from emptiness, not from presence. When your energy comes from a need to be validated, she can feel it. It makes her tighten, pull back, or protect her space. But when you move from fullness, from purpose, calm, and confidence, she relaxes because she can feel the difference between attention that takes and presence that gives. You don't need to do more, you need to be more aware. When you notice her, really notice her, everything shifts. Not just what she says, but how she breathes when she's near you, how she moves when she feels seen, how her energy softens when you're calm. That awareness is where real intimacy starts. You can't meet what you don't notice. You can't connect if you're performing. So stop asking, what does she want? And start noticing what your energy creates. Does she open or does she guard herself? Does she lean closer or start to withdraw? When you pay attention like that, you begin to lead her energy instead of chasing it. That's what emotional presence looks like. Not dominance, not control, but direction through calm. You bring peace where she usually feels pressure. And that peace is what makes her feel desired, not drained. Meeting her needs isn't about fixing her moods or losing yourself in her emotions. It's about staying grounded enough to hold space when she needs it. Sometimes that means listening instead of solving. Sometimes it means silence instead of advice. Sometimes it just means holding her, with words, with touch, or with steady energy that says, I'm not going anywhere. It's not about performance. It's about presence. When a woman feels emotionally safe, desire becomes natural. You don't have to chase it, force it, or prove anything. She feels it because you bring stability as not intensity. You focus on connection, not validation. That's when everything changes. She stops performing and starts trusting. Her body, her tone, her energy, they all open. Because your calm tells her she's safe to be fully feminine again. That's what deep intimacy actually feels like. Not adrenaline, but alignment. Not chaos, but chemistry. Not control, but connection. And you don't lose yourself in it. You lead through it. Your strength doesn't overpower, it anchors. Your presence doesn't demand, it heals. When you can lead from that place, steady, grounded, aware, you become unforgettable. Because you're not the man who drains her energy. You're the man who recharges it. That's the kind of connection that keeps growing, the kind that lasts long after the spark fades. If that speaks to you, stay with me, because in part 15, we'll close this series with the final truth that separates temporary love from lasting love. How you notice the smallest moments that make her feel chosen again and again.